Guys, I'm Amy.
And I'm Audrea.
And this is The Right Crowd, so grab a cup of coffee.
Or a cup of tea, or a hot toddy.
That works too. And let's get started. So if you will notice, Audrea is decked out in all things Christmas, as is her office. This is our extra special Christmas Gifts for Writers episode. So today we are going to be talking about all those things that we appreciate as writers. And we think that if you are looking for a gift for a writer in your family or a friend, or maybe you got them as a secret Santa and you really don't know them, but you know they write, we're going to give you some ideas.
Yeah. Oh, and these things also work for readers or other book nerds, I think.
Yes, I don't think anything that I'm going to point out is just exclusive for writers. I think it could be word nerds or even some of the things I'm going to point out could just be for people who like to plan or color.
Yeah.
So it could be for all kinds of peoples. So Audrea is going to take the lead on this one because, as you can see, I'm not as festive. I'm in the middle of moving when we record this. I just happen to have red in my closet. So Audrea's going to take it away, and I will input when needed. Go for it, Audrea.
You look very festive. I just happen to have a Christmas box accessible. Okay, I have many Christmas boxes. Okay, I love Christmas. Never mind. We won't get into that. Next year, it'll be Pumpkin Land because I also love pumpkins. But we talked about that before. So anyway, when it comes to gifts for word nerds or writers, there are some strategies that work with just about anybody, but some strategies that I thought of were, you always want to make sure if you have access to it, and most people, if they make their list public, and you can ask them to do that, check their Amazon wish list. Because a lot of writers like moi, or readers like moi, put things on a wish list because that's what it's for. I wish I could have these things, but I don't have money for it right now to buy for myself. So there may be some great things in there. And if they don't have one, ask them to create one and make it public. And then if it's for a loved one, like a husband, I know we do a moratorium on gifts starting about the end of October. So we can't buy ourselves any more stuff until after Christmas, because we have family members trying to buy things, and we do swaps and secret Santas. So we do a moratorium on gifts. And then another strategy for gifts is in your writer community. You might want to, travel is still difficult right these days. So you might not be able to spend as much time or get around, but you might be able to do fun things like, remember, Amy, we did a fun thing with the Stop Writing Alone Happy Campers, where we did a favorite thing swap. And you organized that. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
So last year we did a favorite things. We also did a secret Santa. And what a favorite things is what we did is everyone who wanted to participate, you have to give the organizer a yes or no by a certain date. And then let's just say there's 10 people that say yes. Now, all 10 of those people are going to go buy 9 of their favorite things. You're not buying 10 because you're not necessarily, now, some of us did buy for ourselves, and you're sending out 9 things, right? So you also typically want to either make a price bottom or a price top. And what I mean by that is everyone's gift needs to have a value of at least $10 or no more than $50, however you want to do it. We did a bottom, and that's so I don't go to the Dollar Tree and buy 5 $1 items and send them out to everyone. Whereas Audrea has gone and purchased $20 items for everyone. And now Audrea gets your $5 items, and she's disappointed, right? So you want to make sure everybody knows. And then if Audrea chooses to go over that price, that's on her. But everyone has a minimum baseline, and you make sure that it's something It's supposed to be your favorite thing, but then again, some people are like, oh, I found this and I thought it was cool, so I sent it to everybody. However you want to do it, right? And then what we did, because we're not meeting in person, because we're literally all over the United States, is everyone sent me their items by a certain date. I packaged them up for everybody and I shipped them out. Now, if you have a local group where you're actually meeting together, you would all meet. And I used to do this with my friends when I lived in Virginia. We would all come to my house. Everyone would bring their basket full of things, and everyone either brought an appetizer to share or previously had given me $10 for me to make food. So we showed up, we had food, we opened our gifts, and then everybody went home and I got to clean up. So that's how you would do it if it's in person, or if it's something where, like right now, we're not meeting. And our Secret Santa is I set it up through Elfster. Everyone who said yes got put in there, and then Elfster sent everybody their person that was assigned and the person's wish list, which you put into Elfster. And then we all had to do it by a certain date. And we did a video. We did a video for both, where we all got on Zoom and we opened our favorite things. I made a cute little poem. I don't remember what it was. Something about, yes, I know, Sandy. I know. I know. It's just horrible. Yes.
Sandy must have gotten excited about this.
I kicked a trash can, and apparently it was the wrong thing to do. Sandy, that's enough. Thank you. Oh, now she's growling. So I told her it's enough. So I don't remember what I was saying. Do
so
you
made
remember?
you made a video and
Yes,
you made a fun poem.
Yes. And then the poem, because I knew what everybody's things were, I made a poem that included all the things. So when I got to your thing, it was your turn to tell everybody what, and then they all opened it at the same time. Yeah. So that's how we did it. It was a lot of fun. Didn't do it this year because I was the one who organized it, and I'm in the middle of a move and building a house and starting this YouTube channel, and going out of town for 2 weeks. So it just didn't happen this year. Maybe next year.
Which is fine. I had way too much going on. And that's another thing about either Secret Santa or like a favorite thing swap. Make sure that it's okay for people to opt out so they don't feel guilty. Or, I mean, they can still watch the video because it's fun to see the things that people gave or got. But I remember one year where there was a Secret Santa and I felt so much stress to go out and get things. It wasn't for the one we did for swap, but it was another one for work. And I had so much going on, and the family was coming to our house for Christmas for the first time. And so I wanted to opt out, but I didn't feel like I could. And people were like, well, we want you to participate. So make sure that that's okay. All right, so let's talk about some gifts. So that's a great thing to do with your friends or writer communities or family. But okay, so now we have gifts that you can go from free all the way up. So that's the way I did mine, but we'll just intersperse as we go along. So one thing that would be great, a great gift for a writer or artist friend of yours would be to honor their inner artist. And that's with time, like giving them coupons for a free writing hour, where if you have kids where you will do the kids stuff and they don't have to worry, and you get the kids and say, mommy's got an hour, or daddy's got a couple hours to work on their, his project or whatever. And we won't disturb them. So a coupon book where you give them writing time would be lovely. I know, I love those. And also give them, especially for your writers or author friends or loved ones, give them the gift of listening to them rant about their book, and just, or, give them the gift of you reading their tome. They give you the rough draft, and it can get, that is a gift to have to read through that and redline it, or just read it and do what is Nicole of Stop Writing Alone or Swap podcast, she calls it a praise pass. So you could make up coupons, and one could be a praise pass. Well, you will read their book and only say nice things about it. because people are giving their books or their drafts into critique circles or editors, and they're getting back these red lined or green line documents or criticisms or something like that. And that would be a great gift. So that's some free things. An artist date or date night where they get to go off on a Saturday and do whatever they want to do for their inner writer, or offer to watch or rewatch something if it's related to their craft. I mean, if they're always watching, what is it? Some movie like The Great Gatsby, and they've watched like 4 or 5 versions of this, and you hate this movie, but you curl up on the couch and rewatch something they're watching.
Like when my husband watches Sense and Sensibility for the 50 gazillionth time.
See, that is a gift to you. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Wow. He is a giver. So there are all kinds of things like that. So now let's move into some of the low cost things like pens.
I'm waiting for the low cost pen. What low cost pen are you talking about?
Well, there's all kinds of pens. I mean, we've talked about these before. These are the erasable pens. I love these.
Oh, the friction.
The frictions. So, you just, if these are frictions, and there's another brand that's on Amazon. So pens could be a great thing. I know, is it Nicole who happens to love the Bics? There's a particular Bic that she loves. So how cool would it be to, let's see, I've got one of these, or highlighters. I love these mild liners. We've talked about these before. These are my favorite highlighters, and they've got double edge or double nibs. So they've got a thick side, and then they've got a thin side. I love these things. So a cool gift would be, this was from one of my friends, this mug was, and then the pens were from somebody else. But give them a mug, a fun writer mug that you fill with highlighters or colored pencils if they're artists or something like that, or a coloring book related to their favorite book, like Great Expectations or some kind of adult coloring book. So that's a good gift. So pens. And I also have Post-its. I hope my hat doesn't fall off. Oh,
you almost lost it.
Almost lost it. All right. So I think these came from our friend Jennifer in Stop Writing Alone. But she went through and found and did a nano survival kit for us. So Post-its are great. I have all these colorful Post-its, so these are low cost. You can find things like this. These are fun for anybody, but there are writer ones. This is Just Saying, so these are also Post-its. And a couple of my favorites are in here. Won't show that one. That's not the kind of show this is.
Oh, yeah, no.
These came in a writer gift package, which is another one we'll talk about. So that's a note, and this is daily writing goals. And so you can find these Amazon or Etsy. This is a pad of them, or just around on the internet. These are great for writers, and these are relatively low cost. We talked about the mugs. Also great for writers are, pardon my magazine subscriptions to their favorite genre. Do you have? Yes, exactly so.
And where's the other one? I had 3 on my desk. I don't know what happened to the other one. The other one was the Writer magazine.
The Writer is a good one. I don't think
something that I did. I don't know if you realize I'm the one that did it. Last year, Writer did buy a subscription, get one free. So I subscribed to Writer, and I sent the gift subscription to Audrea because she put it on her Secret Santa list.
I did, and I loved it.
And it cost me nothing. All I had to do was do mine, and no, Audrea wasn't my Secret Santa. I just wanted to send it to her.
Which is very nice of you. I love Writer magazines. And if you've given it to them one year, give it to them the next year. Subscriptions run out there. And this is not a hint for you. Just me. No,
I know what I'm doing for Audrea this year.
No. I just mean that these could be things that you do every year to show that your writer or the author in your life, that you appreciate their art and their craft, and that you believe in them, something like that. And that's not expensive. And they
And
also,
something you could do, well, is ask them, hey, did you like the magazine, or is there another one you prefer?
yes,
Because they may have enjoyed it, but they may want to try a different one.
Yeah.
So you could like switch the magazine to something else that they prefer.
yes. And because that's a great thing to call out or note, is because some of them are aimed towards literary authors or more literary minded, and there are so many reviews that are out there that they might want to a subscription to, like different states or universities put out these I forget what they're called, reviews, and they come out biannually or a couple times, 6 times a year or something. Like, they might want that, or they might want something more commercial, or they might want something genre specific, like The Strand. And these two are just obviously mystery magazines, and I'm a mystery fan. Even if I wasn't writing them, I love to read them, so it's always cool to see what's coming out. So those are great ideas, and they're not super spendy to do an annual subscription. And then from time to time, and I think you can find these on Amazon, not Cowgirl magazine. I don't know why that. I think that was for a book idea. Well, if the writer writes westerns,
Magazine to pop up.
if they write westerns, there you go. But Writer's Digest and some other magazines do workbooks.
Yeah.
A few times a year. So getting a stack of these, or the one that's coming out that year, would be a great gift. So those are some ideas for low cost things. And one other low cost thing, sorry for that loud sack of stuff. Did I even go through all of that? So we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but notebooks are also inexpensive. And these are travelers notebooks. These are refills. I love travelers notebooks, and we'll talk about those coming up. But when someone has a refillable notebook, it's great to get them refills for that refillable notebook. Just make sure you know what size notebook they have, so they're getting the right refill, because nothing is more frustrating than having the wrong size and you're like, I could use it. But you could use these anyway without a leather bound or a wrapper.
Now, for anyone who's like, what's a refillable notebook? Here's a cover. This is from Archer and Olive. It's the one box that I still subscribe to because their stuff is so nice. It's like a little treat for myself once a quarter. But this is what a refillable notebook looks like. You put whatever notebook you want on the inside, right? And then there are some that have like a band here that you can wrap around your notebook. So those little ones that she just showed you, all 4 of them would probably fit in here because the band can go through the middle.
Yeah. And I've got an example of that. This one is from Falcon Travelers. I think we're planning to do in the new year a planner one, and we'll probably show some of these again. But this is an example of a traveler's notebook, and they come in different sizes. I forget what size this one is, but this one, for those of you who are true geeks, or you have a true geek, this is the TARDIS. This is the TARDIS. I have a TARDIS notebook. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, but these are the bands. And then this is a pin insert, and you can get them inserts for like pins and things. And then this one, I have a couple of different sizes. This is a notebook that fits inside. And then this is a refill that went in there. And this one only has 2, but I used to have one that had like 4 of these things in it. So those are always handy. And the notebooks themselves are inexpensive and great stocking stuffers or under the tree things to add.
And one notebook, oh, I gotta scooch because it's out of reach. Give me one moment.
I love it when you do that.
So one thing that I do that would be a good idea for your writer friend is I carry, this is a smaller one. And it was funny is you listen to some people like, oh, that's an A5 or that's a B6 or I don't know. It's about a 4 by 8. I don't know what that means. But it's a small notebook that I actually carry around with me. And when I get ideas for a story, I pop it in my notebook. Mm-hmm. Then it's out of my head. So if you've got someone who's always like, oh, I need a piece of paper. You got a scrap piece of paper, I need a piece of paper. give them a smaller notebook that will fit into like a backpack or their messenger bag, so they can always have that piece of paper they need for whatever idea pops into their head.
Yeah. And speaking of, these are composition style. And as Amy said, I think these are A5s or A6s. I have a whole thing over there in a drawer because I have different sizes.
Sarra Cannon, she knows all the sizes.
Yeah. And we'll link to a bunch of these. But
Yeah.
these were actually at one year, I found these at a big box store. I think it was Sam's Club. And so I got the stickers, were my own. Stickers are also a great gift, low cost. We talked about those on one episode, didn't we? I think we talked stickers. We
talked stickers.
We talked stickers. But anyway, a bundle of these notebooks were at Sam's Club, and I think they have them at Costco. And these are like grown up, and grown up is a relative term, composition notebooks. And so
I actually came home with that set from Costco, a set from Costco, and my husband was like, "Oh, that's nice." I said, "Here, I bought it for you." And then I went and got my own. He and I both have a pen and notebook problem.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, we and I have to, now that we're moving, it has helped me stop buying notebooks, because I'm like, Amy, you're moving. Do you really need another box of, you don't want to know how many boxes of empty journals and notebooks that is now in storage.
Wow.
Because I have a problem.
Cool.
It's a good problem to have. There are worse problems.
The first step is identifying or admitting you have a problem.
Yes, but it's not a problem I'm going to be fixing anything. Oh, while she's taking that sip, let me show you a notebook that I have, that notebook, planner, whatever you want to call it. This is called the Hero's Journal. Now, for those of you who are creatives, you can color. Every page is a picture. Now, what they did in this particular one, which is I think their first one, is I believe maybe every quarter, I forget how many pages, but they're all the same picture. In the new one that they just came out with, I believe every page is a different picture.
Really?
But it's a little, you take your, it's a scene, literally it's a town, and you come up with your goal, and then your little guy goes on a trip to reach your goal. And part of the day is, it tells you at the bottom, it says, what are today's allies and what are today's threats? So here's another layout of the picture. Just get your coloring, your colored pencils out, and it's a great excuse to like take a minute and breathe. But this is a fun little journal where you can not, and besides planning, they give you a dot grid, so you can write down notes and stuff that you need.
And I have one of those too, because when Amy found it, a lot of us in the Happy Campers went off and bought theirs, and it comes in a great, and like we said, there will be links in our show notes, and then I have a page on my website just with gifts too. But it comes in this fun box, so this is awesome. Hero's Journal. So this is a great gift. Yeah. So journals in general are great gifts, and they have all kinds of journals that you can look up for writers or authors. And they have, let's see, did I bring, is it in reaching different distance? Oh, since we were talking about travelers journals, speaking of someone who might have a problem that they're not going to fix anytime soon, this is a different size of, this is an empty one I pulled out of my drawer, of a traveler's notebook with the elastics, and then it has a thing. And this is another size. And I have refills. This is one with a refill in it. This is actually another Doctor Who refill. But I use these because I use this one. This size is great for a checkbook, but I also, as a writer, I always want to have a notebook on hand, so I can have a notebook with me at all times in these different sizes and colors, and they are so luscious and precious. Oh, there's one more. So there are some of these that are leather, and you can get vegan ones, and they're with me for just a second. then I will find the other one. Well, I can't find the other one. But the other one, but you can get them on Etsy. And there's a few people who make them out of paper that they laminate, like triple laminate, and they are gorgeous. So those are other options. And speaking of, we said these are for word nerds or book nerds. This is a cool reading log, and it comes in different sizes. So inside, this is a great gift as well. And they have writing logs. And so in here, let's see if I can get it right. It's title, author, the stars, your notes on it, so that you can do your book reviews in here. And I have a few of these dedicated to just a couple of different genres. So those are some great things. Oh, before we move on, this was another gift from one of our writing community buddies. I think this one was from Jennifer. And look, it has a goat. I love goats. And so this is a pin case. Pin cases are cool. This is another one that I got with a bicycle. When I go off on a trip, on a plane, I always carry with me a set of pins, highlighters, Post-its of different sizes. So if you stack one of, like, here's the size, or I have these flags for craft books that we're reading or things like that. So those are some other gifts. And
so I have a couple of pen cases to show. So I too always have a pen pouch with me. This one is a cheaper version, probably from Wally World. But it holds a ton of stuff. And in it, I have my two favorite pens in all the colors. So it's the Papermate Ink Joy and then the Energel. So I have those in here. I also carry Whiteout. I don't want to tell you how many of these I have. I used to train new realtors for when they first started the business. And one of my agents found out that I liked Whiteout. She brought me a box of Whiteout. Like, I don't even know how many of these are in that box. And I'm still going through them. My mild liners are in here. I also have a pencil just in case. And I also have some sticky notes that go in my case. Another travel one is, again, this came in an Archer and Olive thing, one of their boxes. It's a travel little basket, and it has two sides that hold your pens in place. See all the purple, Audrea? Don't you love the purple? The purple. Audrea, it's not a fan of purple. So it's got little holders for your pens. Well, what I did for the other side is I have one side is, and I organize, so it's all separated. This is my pencils and my highlighters, but it also fits a couple of stickies and my whiteout. And it's all in one. So I've got all my favorite stuff in there. And then another carrier for pens. This one came from Erin Condren. I actually purchased this one. It didn't come in a box or anything. Actually, Sarra Cannon did a video where she got one, and I was like, ooh, I got two, which is why this one doesn't have anything in it. The other one is full of pens and markers in my box over here, but it's an accordion.
Oh, yeah.
And it fits a ton of pens. I can't even, like, if it was readily available, I would pull it out and show you how full and how much this fits. But it's from Erin Condren, and it has 5 pockets. And this one happens to be purple. It is my husband's favorite color. The one that's packed away is blue. So there's 3 or 4 different colors that you can pick for that. And for a traveling notebook, this I got off of Amazon, and I'm going to have to scoot back a little bit so you can see it. But you notice how big it is. Well, when you unzip it, it has all kinds of pockets.
Cool. And
compartments where when I had an iPad, it actually fit in this compartment. I put my notepad in here. Your phone can fit over here. You've got pages over here. You have a zipper pocket here. Like this
Oh.
is, and it fits, like it doesn't look like it would expand very much, but it fits a ton. There's a zipper on the outside and a sleeve on the other side. So this is made by Better Together. And I got it off of Amazon, but it's a great little note journal for things. If you want to carry just more than your notebook, this carries like all the things.
It's like a really cool, like grown-up trapper keeper.
Yes.
So speaking of one more item, and I just unpacked this one, so you cannot see it in its full packed lusciousness, but this was a gift, and it's a leather, and it holds just my elements of a scene, but it holds 2 of those composition things plus pens, and then it buckles, and I got this on Etsy. Oh, speaking of some of these links, so we're going to have links down there in the show notes. I have a page on my website that's just gifts and stuff that when I find something cool, I put it up there. And then, some of these will be affiliate links, so that when you click, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but we get some points, or maybe we get a % off of a notebook or something like that. So something fun. But so this is a great gift. And again, this one was on Etsy, and they have all different styles. And your pin holder reminded me one of the things I had. It's on my wish list. I have not invested for myself in this. Santa, if you're listening, Santa, a pin roll. So it's like a roll like this, and it just has all of these slots, and we'll put a picture up for pins, and then it rolls, and then it buckles, or some of them tie, and those are so cool. So those will be great for artists and also writers.
I have one of those for paintbrushes.
Oh, really? Cool.
And I don't paint.
All right, that's probably
one of those things where, oh my gosh, it'd be so much fun to learn. So you buy all the things.
Yeah.
And then you end up with a container and storage full of all the things that you want to try, but you haven't. So
yeah, I had to stop myself from buying knitting and crocheting needles.
Oh, we can't talk about that.
Okay. We won't talk about that. We will move on because let's see, we have talked about other fun things as gifts for writers. I don't think I have them on, but there are lots of writers also love ephemera, which this is not a really great example of ephemera, but you can use ephemera as pardon the backside of my head. These are mostly stickers. All right, so this is old, like bus. They take old things like old receipts from like the 20s and things like that, and make bookmarks or tags out of them. These are examples of old ones that they made stickers out of. I used to have a big stack of them, but this would be an example of some ads. Oh, and this is another great example of a gift. This was a French 10 that someone gave me to help me organize all of my stickers. Speaking of, or ephemera, because some of these are not.
Audrea has a sticker problem.
So this is an example of ephemera. So this is like an old check, like for 10 cents for an actual coupon for a pattern for something. All right, so speaking, so that's some more, so those are some ideas. These were a gift we did that I did, one of my favorite things, to the Happy Campers one year. And these are blocks. Eek! And I'll show them one at a time. But you find out what their favorite author are. These are classics. And this one is for, what's his name? Bukowski. And he writes pulp fiction novels. And so each side is in a cutout or reminiscent of a cover of his book, and that's the actual artist there. So these are, this is one of my favorites. This is Sherlock Holmes. And so these, and this is actual, that's Sir Conan Doyle or Watson. And then I have one of Agatha Christie, which has some of the, the Orient Express. And I also have Mark Twain and so others. So they usually sit, if you guys have seen other videos, they usually sit on a shelf back there. And I thought we exchanged who our favorite authors were, or I gave people a list, like, of all of these authors, who are some of your faves, pick one or pick three. And then there was a block I sent in the favorite things of each. So this would be a great gift. And these are on Etsy.
The blocks I got were Emily Bronte and Edgar Allan Poe. Were the two that I was given. The other one, another gift that came in through that are these gloves.
Oh yeah.
So if you are and they also were based on what a favorite book was. Mine was The Secret Garden. So these are the ones I have. So if you have someone who has cold hands, and they write, or they just have cold hands but they need their fingers, there's a little glove. It keeps your hand nice and toasty, and you still have your fingers to work with. So yeah, do you remember what book yours was?
Mine, I believe, was Edgar Allan Poe, was The Raven, I believe.
Yeah, so these are,
yeah.
This is The Secret Garden. I will have to find out where Tammy got these from in order to give you guys the link. I'm not sure where these came from, but that was another great gift that came out of our favorite things party.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
The Raven. Yes, I love these. And speaking of cool things to gift, writing mascots. This time of year, or every year, writers all over the world do nano, and so a great gift would be coupon, or all of these things, pens and things like that. But writing mascots are always fun. This is the girl who's right. Are you writing right now? Why can't I think of this thing? And there are I didn't pull those out, those frustration dolls. They're like the stuffed dolls, the head banging, so you can bang the doll when you can't come up with you're working on a plot twist. I love that guy.
So he is a Vinylmation. They all are shaped like Mickey Mouse, but they have different designs. This guy is a gingerbread.
Oh, that's so adorable. That's so adorable.
Yeah, I usually have 3 or 4 on my desk, and I would have been able to, like, here, look. And yesterday, because I leave for my trip in 2 days from when we're recording this, yesterday, and we're moving, I packed up my entire desk yesterday and only left out what I needed for this video and what I was taking on my trip. So he's going on my trip with me. So that's why he's out. But this is an example. And then the soft one that you have, the hot pink one, is that one that Jennifer sent that was your inner critic or your inner editor?
Yeah, that was the inner editor. So you can bang like
or throw it across the room in frustration.
Shut up. I just have to finish this. Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of stress, because don't ask us how it's going. Are we done yet? Never ask, is it done yet? But these are from Harry Potter. This is Hedwig the owl, but these are little stress balls from one of my favorite book sets. Then speaking of other fun, cool things, jewelry. So this is a bracelet, and if you have someone who likes to wear lots of them, you can get a mix up. They don't all have to be writer themed, but this one has a keyboard, and then that says, if I can hold it straight, story. So jewelry, you can find earrings, and you can find these on different gift shops, but Etsy has some good writer jewelry. I had someone once gave me an Alice in Wonderland themed pendant. That's great. Earrings with keyboards. Oh, speaking of my sister-in-law, my lovely sister-in-law, she knows I love old typewriters, but she gave me something that had all of these. These are keys from a typewriter, and you can get jewelry that's like this. These happen to be hanging on a tree. So those are great gifts. Some other great gifts that you can find specifically for writers and also readers are teas. So there's lots of fun sayings that you can find these on Amazon or Etsy. or you can have them custom made. If your writer is always saying something in particular, you can go have them a tee or a nice, comfy, cozy. I've been watching lots of the television show that has David, and she does this a lot. Schitt's Creek, for those of you who have Netflix. But anyway, so that's a great gift for the writers. Clothing, sweatshirts, hoodies that are writer themed or just comfy, cozy. Or you could give them a gift of a writer's retreat that they've always wanted to go on. You could pay for that, or you could make a writer's retreat in a box and give them a night or 2 nights in a bed and breakfast near you or hotel room, and maybe give them some of the pens and highlighters, notebook, and some of their favorite teas or coffees or a French press. That's a great, like a themed gift that you could put a bunch of things together that you could give. There's some, noise canceling headphones are always great for us writers who are trying to write other places and need to.
They're also great for readers, as I discovered yesterday. Every time I kept trying to read my book, my husband had to make a phone call. And so then I had to put my book down and wait, because it wasn't like I was reading, a murder mystery. I was reading a craft book and I was having to understand what I was reading.
Yes.
So noise canceling is good. Back to the t-shirts though. I have my 2 favorite ones. I have one that says, "I'm not quiet, I'm plotting."
That's a good one.
And then the other one says, "Weapons of mass creation." And it's pens. It's pictures of pens all lined up in a row.
I love it. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Those are good gifts. Let's see. There's some really great retro keyboards that are available. We'll have to put pictures of those. I don't have one of those, Santa. That we'll put a link.
I hope you're sharing this video with Santa.
I'm sure Santa will get a link to this one. But so there are some really cool keyboards. If you have a writer who complains about carpal tunnel, there, of course, you can get ergonomic keyboards, and your mileage may vary, or their mileage may vary on all of those. Some of those can be kind of specific, but just to show that you're thinking about them, or if they have an affliction. But the ones I'm thinking of, there's some that light up. There's keyboards that are great for gamers. And they're also great for writers because they they can write in the dark, or they have clacky sounds that some
there's a light up keyboard directly behind this. And it has the
those are cool.
the clacky sound. Yeah, he's a gamer.
Yeah.
So he has the light up mouse pad that lights up in sync with the keyboard. It's all pretty colors, and yeah.
I love those with the pretty colors, and I had one for a while, and it finally died on me, and I just have this old recycled one that I've got. This is the one I couldn't find before. This is an example of some really nice paper that they took and laminated to make a keeper with elastics you can refill with notebooks. That's an example of that. So we talked about the writing retreat that you could do. If your writer complains about their back after a long you could give them, hey, go all out and get them a gamer chair or a really cool chair if they have space for it, for them to sit at their desk, or get them a desk or something like that. That's
standing desk.
A standing desk,
like one that will go up or down, whatever they need.
Those are nice, and there's some great ones out there for that. And this is something. This is called Writer's Tears, and this is a whiskey, Irish whiskey. So this would make a great gift for a writer. Mine is for a special occasion. I haven't opened it yet. When I open it, you guys will hear about it.
Is that what will be in your note cup?
Yeah. Maybe I'll do the whole episode like that. That's what will be in my note cup, full of writer's tears. Whiskey. So let's see. We've talked about journals and all the things. Digital. So maybe your writer is not analog writer with notebooks and pens. You can always pay for a class or a conference for them. Check and see if there's something they always wanted to do. Like there's memberships that they might would appreciate, or online classes and conferences, because of, again, many people aren't traveling, and some of them can go run the gamut from like $80 for a local one to $200 even online, or something like that. So conferences, and of course, if you're going to give them a conference, it'd be great to give them the time to participate in the conference, or make sure they have the time. Some of them are recorded and some of them aren't. And speaking of some of them being recorded, you can also buy them a subscription to like older recordings of conferences they didn't get to go to. There's always stuff, no matter how, I mean, you're learning from authors that are successful authors who have that kind of information is timeless. And few last things, there are things that are apps like Brain FM is a subscription that you could give a gift to, where it has music to help you concentrate or focus. There are a few writers I know that have ADHD or attention deficit. And so stuff like that is always handy for them. And we talked about online, we talked about the booze. Is there, I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's so many things.
So I have a couple things to add while
Yes.
you try to remember. So speaking of people who are not analog writers, or maybe they start out analog and then they want to go to their computer, there are programs that you can buy for them to help them organize and write online. Scrivener is one. There's one that's just for Apple. Is it Vellum? That is just for Apple.
Yes.
So if you're a writer or reader is an Apple product person, Vellum would be a good one. I know writers who are not Apple, and they have purchased what they need in order to use Vellum because they feel like it's so much better.
Yes.
And then a new one just came out called Atticus.
Yes, I'm excited about that one.
So we'll actually, I have Scrivener. I've had Scrivener for years. I've never actually used it because it comes with a learning curve. And my technology learning curve is much bigger than other people's technology learning curves. So I have yet to use it. I'm hoping Atticus turns out to be a little bit easier, and I might be able to do that. Or I might just spend a day and let my husband get frustrated with me while he tries to explain to me how to use Scrivener. Another thing you could do are subscription boxes. So this one is called Scribbler. And here's all the information. And this one, it comes with a book. It comes with a lesson for that book, like theme or plot or something like that. And then it comes with all the tchotchke things. Sometimes it'll come with pens and a notebook, or something you can put on I was looking on your bookshelf because you used to have that block that said, yes, you can. That came out of a Scrivener box.
Yep.
Comes all kinds of, there's also one called, what's the Owl Crate is for young adult, I believe.
Yes.
So if you like reading young adult, or you have a young adult writer, or a young adult that is, you're trying to encourage reading, this would be a good box to get. Owl Crate would be a good box to get for them. But there's a lot of different writer boxes you could get. This just happens to be one of them. This one is Scribbler. And then something else I wanted to add was, this is just a fun gift. So this could be for anybody. And you'll notice it's in plastic because I bought one for myself, and then we got one in Favorite Things. So this one never got opened. And it is the Every Day's a Holiday calendar. So every day in the calendar is a holiday. So there's like, oh my goodness, the one that I read, Dog Farting Awareness Day. Why couldn't it have been Chocolate Cake Day? Let's see. Here we go. Bake Cookies Day. nachos day. And then we have, oh, here we go, chocolate ice cream day. So like every day, and the calendar is set up like this. This one is a wall calendar. So you would, but there's also the one that I bought for myself is a little travel size one.
Yeah.
So, but this is a fun one, especially if you have a writer who needs an idea. Like every day is a different idea for them to write about. Like maybe they're not going to write about a dog farting, but they could write about a dog. Right. So this would be a good idea for anybody, that because it's nice and fun.
Yes.
Did you think of anything else?
Well, the gift boxes that come in the mail was one of the ones that I was going to do, but you reminded me also about writing prompts, which our friend Nicole does a whole thing on writing prompts, but this is a box of cards called Nano Fictionary. That comes bigger, and then there's this is one of her faves, the Storymatic. And then it has all of these cards with plots and parts of story prompts in it. And so this would be a great gift for writers. And you know what? Some of these gifts, a lot of these gifts, not the writer's kit tiers maybe, would be great for the writer kids. If you have kids in your family that love to write, they have one of these that's just for kids. And then of course, all the notebooks and fun stuff to honor their creativity. If you have kiddos that are writing books and things, or like to write poetry. But so these are the writing prompts in whatever format. I love the idea of the calendar and using those as prompts. And then I have one last thing, and this one came actually, I believe came in Scribbler, but this one came in, it's called Autumn Writer. And from time to time, if you guys see me on one of the YouTube episodes when I'm doing this, I'm smelling this candle. So this one is like autumny, and I love the smell of this year round. But one other thing that's fun, and this is great for adults or kiddos. It's something to do with also for those with ADD. But while I'm thinking of something with a plot, instead of shoving M&Ms into my face, I might be doing this to help me think or keep my attention on something. So some of these great stocking stuffers and fun things for the writers that you have. Oh, here's another fun. This whole thing that looks like a pencil is an eraser. Speaking of analog. So those are some ideas. You have anything else to share?
No, I think that was it for me. I'm looking and seeing if there's all the stuff that I pulled out, I've talked about. And we're doing a different episode on planners. So I'm not going to show you all the planners. But yeah, I think that's it for me. All
right. Well, that's
it. And my coffee's empty.
Mine too, actually. I need some more toddy. All right, so that's it for us for gifts, especially Christmas gifts for writers, authors, or word nerds. So like or subscribe, use the links below to find those things, or go out to either of our pages, and you'll find more links and clicks.
Cool. That's it, guys.
Bye.
Bye.